Welcome all, my name is Jason Stanley. I'll be taking you through Calculus 3. So if I've got any information to post, I'll put it in announcements. What you'll find is that I don't send a lot of information out to you. The main idea there is that you just come to Canvas and have a look at the various bits and pieces that make Canvas work, and together we can disseminate information. Just a couple of pieces of information just to let you know how we go. The first thing I'll point out to you is that the subject outline is available here via this link, so if you click on that it'll open a new tab and download that to your computer. So please look at the subject outline if you have any particular questions in the first instance. The second thing is that you may not have used Canvas deeply in the past, so it's based around modules, and modules have in them these little boxes, if you like. So that module name, that one there, I've left open just so that you can see that's like a template. And this one will be called week 1, and I'll put the date on that, and that will be our week 1, and then below that will be a week 2 and a week 3 and a week 4 and so on. So you can look forward to finding those there. I've set off all the tutorials separately and independently, mainly because you won't see all of those tutorials in your version, mainly because it just means that if we're going through the week-to-week stuff, it can get quite confusing. So I'll expect you to come here and have a look at this tutorials page, and here you'll see they're called live sessions in certain subjects, so that's okay. You'll see in this blank space here, you'll see the list. Now what I've done is I've included the Calculus 2 lists, and that's really only for your interest and edification, should you so choose to look something up. I post things on YouTube and Kaltura, and I've done that for all of those lessons, and we'll repeat that for Calculus 3, and it'll begin with tutorial 1, and the links will be in this blank space here. We'll build up a table, if you like. From a point of view of HTML and websites, these are responsive websites. Canvas is a responsive website, so I use the word table, but they're not tables. They're responsive, flexible markers that go into the HTML. Alright, so back to our modules. When we have our modules here, essentially we'll look at the getting started one, and that is information that you'll need for each of those. So the idea is that you start off with your first one. There's Jason. Mary's my boss for the purposes of the master's course, so that's something that I'm happy about. Mary's a very experienced person. I'll be doing all your face-to-face, but you need to know that Mary's there in the background if you need her. Then we've got our subject overview. There's lots of intimidating aspects to Calculus 3, but I want to set you at ease. I'm just going to flick through these pages because this is how it's expected that you'll study. Each week there'll be a bunch of pages for you to go through, and whatever's written there, that's your reader, it's your study, it's all of those things. And so that would be the basic expectation. I've put the schedule together again just as another shorthand one for you to have a look at, and all those general features are there. So I won't always be clicking through so fast, but I'll leave you to go through this getting started section. There's a lot of generic information that gets put in case you need help with any of those. Of course, you can email me if you have any particular questions or queries that you need help with. So this is where I want it to be at the moment, and so what I have here is a little bit of a subject orientation, so we'll have a chat about that and see what we can come up with that will be useful. So what we have is our mathematics journey, and so Calculus 3, you might be thinking, wow. Now look, my face is down here, and so that won't always be there, but you'll have my voice. It's a bit like a voiceover. I'm going to leave that there today for you, but essentially that won't always be there. What is it about mathematics that makes us tick, and how do we make a genuine contribution to the field of mathematics education? So for me, essentially, what we've got here is what's in learning maths. So in learning maths, I've always taught students at school and at other places that a big part of what we do is recognition, and so recognising things is the answer. So if you've got a student that's doing an extension course, for example, one of the reasons they might be falling over is because their recognition is low. Now, I'm not expecting you to do a whole bunch of extension work and be really on top of your HSC syllabus, but I am going to cross over the HSC syllabus with the micro-teach, and I'll explain that in a little while. So in terms of maths learning, I'm a big believer in what we call know-how, which a student looks at a particular question and then, oh, I know what to do. I know what the next steps are. So for me, that comes from working on examples and observational learning. And so I'm a big one here. I might be called the long way teacher. And worked examples help to provide a base from which a student, that could be you in this case, work on the material that's available to them. The curriculum's generally made up, isn't it, of texts. It could be also readers. In our case, if it's online, we might call that our pages, and also your knowledge base. So there's a whole range of places that you can go to get knowledge, and knowledge is freely available on the net, but you know what, not everything falls out so easily, does it? All of these could be interpreted as your curriculum. Okay, so your curriculum could be set there. So how do we reconcile in mathematical terms all of that knowledge? And essentially it comes down to this idea of working under the hood. Being able to understand concepts is the key to all of the stuff that's written there above, and that is important for us from a practical maths point of view. Now at this stage of your careers, that's incredibly intimidating because you haven't done 300 hours of maths study, and so I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you kind of make that link, and the whole subject is going to be somewhat intimidating at certain points, but rest yourselves at ease. I will help you through, and I will help you understand what's important with emphasis, and I will make sure that you're not overstretched or overreaching. I will support you, but all you've got to do is reach out and speak to me. So we've got our lectures, which are essentially the readers, the pages. So in this case here, the idea is that you come along and you'll have a video like the one you're watching at the moment, and you'll flick through the next buttons and get through your information. I'm going to provide some resources, and really that's how they should be viewed, resources, which will include some practice tests and things like that. I've got a whole bunch of 4-unit material I'm going to let you have, and tutorials, and these in other subjects are called live sessions, aren't they? So you may have already done some maths here with us at UTS. They've been referred to as live sessions. So the tutorials, we meet once a week. I've nominated Tuesday at 6:30. That seems to be a time that works. Tuesday is the night most people are home, statistically speaking anyway. So if that's inconvenient, then we'll have to have a discussion. Everything's negotiable, but at this point I'd like us to try and build our time at UTS, this session, around those Tuesday nights. And I've kind of demonstrated this here. The link for the Tuesday night sessions is there, and I'm going to be on this coming Tuesday, which is O Week, to help you to do things. Now the ability to do stuff, I want you to be reassured. The way that we get that is that we get some training. My part is to help you get the training that you need, which will lead you to the know-how. And so when you see the people working on Eddie Wu's YouTube sites, or Kaltura sites, or any of the sites that are popular on YouTube, they always seem to express some confidence. That's their know-how. That's some kind of understanding, well, what's really important and what's not. So that's pretty much our development. I'm not going to take you through all of the subject items. You can have a look at the topic items in the outline, in the subject outline. But also, I would just caution you not to get too bowed down by that. Just have a light reading of it, and we'll address everything as we go. The other thing that I would point out to you is that if you are really struggling with mathematics, there are 6 things that you need to know, and I'm happy to incorporate those 6 things in tutorial lessons. Now, you may scoff at this, but these are the answer. I've tested over 10,000 students coming into UTS, science, mathematics, statistics, computing, engineering, business, all of those things, and I do that every year. I'm just in the middle of a testing season now, and these are the things that I find students really suffer with coming out of school. So I'm happy to address these things as we go along, if that's what you feel you'd like some help with that. Alright, so isn't it funny how we go for a particular explanation, and I'm just checking my website to make sure I've got these correct, because it's been a little while since I've visited my website, and I'm just clicking on some pages at the moment and getting there. Okay, so these topics are the ones that, if you've got all of these are the beginning of your understanding. And some people experienced Calculus 2 with me last semester, and we kind of discovered all of this stuff as we went on. And what else have we got? Quadratic functions, Ian Lerner's inverses, e to the x and the ln of x as inverses. And what you might notice is there's no calculus listed here. Really, I've taught students these 6 topics and had them pass Maths 1, which is full of calculus. So I'm a big believer in these 6 things which are not calculus, and if you have those, you can succeed. Alright, that's enough for now. There's a lot to digest and a lot to think about. So welcome, and look forward to meeting you hopefully on Tuesday.